She said it like she was offering mercy. Your kids don't deserve this life. Her lipstick left a faint stain on the rim of my coffee mug as she slid it back to me. My hands didn't shake. My pulse didn't spike. I just stared at the printed cruise itinerary sitting between us. My children's names erased in pen, my sister's kids' names written over them in my stepmother's tight, arrogant handwriting. She thought she'd won. She didn't see what I was already planning. I met her when I was 19. She wore soft sweaters and hard eyes. She smelled like vanilla and control. She called me sweetheart and braided herself into my father's life so tightly that when he got sick, she became the executrix of everything that mattered. Back then, I wanted her approval. I thought family was earned by obedience, by gratitude, by silence. When my husband left, she was the one who told me to hold my head high. When I worked 2 jobs to build a business, she smiled and bragged about me to her friends. I believed her kindness was real. I didn't see the inventory she kept. What I had, what she thought I deserved, what she planned to redistribute. The signs started small. A pause when I mentioned the cruise. A too long look at my booking confirmation. Questions disguised as concern. How much did that cost? Are the kids even ready for something like that? Must be nice. Then the email came. From the travel agency. Passenger change request confirmed. I didn't scream. I didn't call. I didn't confront. I opened my banking app instead. She had used the emergency card my father insisted I give her years ago. For family, he'd said, in case something happens. Something had happened, just not what he meant. That's when I stopped being hurt. That's when I started being quiet. I pulled records, screenshots, timestamps. I let her smile at me. Let her talk about how excited my sister's kids were. Let her pretend this was generosity, not theft. Behind the curtain, I made calls. Lawyer first, financial advisor second, then the bank. I froze that emergency card, flagged the transaction, filed fraud. Then I went deeper. Property records, trust documents, the old safe deposit box she thought no one remembered. She'd been moving money, slowly, quietly, over years, not stealing, reallocating, from me, from my kids. I didn't expose her immediately. I waited. I scheduled a family dinner, her favorite restaurant, white linens, soft jazz, the kind of place she felt powerful in. She wore pearls. I wore silence. Halfway through the meal, my phone buzzed on the table, right on time. She watched my face as I read the email. She saw the shift. "What is it?" she asked. I looked up calmly. "They froze your accounts." Her fork stopped mid-air. I kept going. "They flagged the cruise tickets as fraud, the trust withdrawals as embezzlement, the property transfer as criminal." Her mouth opened. No sound. "You used my name," I said. "My card. My inheritance." She whispered, "You wouldn't?" I smiled. I already did. The fallout was clean. No screaming, no scenes, just consequences. Lawyers, auditors, a quiet boardroom where she signed things she didn't understand because the alternative was worse. She didn't go to jail. I didn't need that. I needed control. I removed her as executrix, had her legally barred from financial involvement in my family, documented everything. Then I booked another cruise. Better ship, bigger cabin, private balcony, just me and my kids. The day we boarded, the air smelled like salt and freedom. My son held my hand. My daughter laughed at the size of the pool. They didn't know what almost happened. They didn't need to. I stood at the railing, watching the dock fade. I felt no guilt, no regret, only relief. She thought she could decide what my children deserved. She thought she could touch what I built. She thought I was still 19, smiling, quiet, grateful. She learned. She learned that I don't explode. I plan. I don't beg. I document. I don't fight loudly. I end things permanently. My children stood beside me, wind in their hair, future wide open. And for the first time in years, no one had their hands on what belonged to us.